Hello, welcome to Garden Cafe. I'm Maureen, and this is my Central Texas Zone 8B 9A garden. Today is the second part of the Hardscape video, and I'm going to show you what I'm doing, and you can join me on fixing up some things. But first, I want to catch you up on completing a few of the items from the first video. So let's take a look at the fairies. So here they are. My husband simply painted their wings white, and actually, looking at the results, I agree with him. So now it's time to put them back at their seats, just above my tiny little waterfall. And what I'm using is simply mounting putty. I tried many different ways of sticking them up there because it is a very porous limestone. And this, absolutely without a doubt, seemed to be the best. And you just stretch it out and then ball it up. I guess stretching it out just helps it to seat properly. And what I want to do is I want to put it on the bottom here, but also I want there to be some thickness so that when I press it into the limestone, it can hang on to some of the nooks and crannies there. So let's go ahead and put these back where they belong. Well, I was thinking of putting both angels over here where I've had them for the last several years, but I don't know. I might like her over here. I'll give it a look, but for the moment, this hardscape is complete. Let's move on. And I absolutely have to brag. My husband is touching up some of the truly worn gnomes in our garden. I love this. I love how he did it. We ran out of white because, of course, I used almost all of the white to try to get that light blue. Put too much blue in to begin with, but I actually like that antique-y look on their beards and the stone on the bottom. So I'm happy with this guy. These two are going to go out in the garden back where they were in a place of honor. And he will continue to paint and touch up our little garden art as we go along. But I did want you to see it's happening. My husband refuses to be on video. So all of his touch-ups of all of the gnomes, you'll just see them as they go out probably in the March garden tour. But you can see he completed this one. I love it. He's going to work on that one next. I think his father would just be so happy to know that these are still in our gardens. And if you've watched any of my past videos where I show this front door, I really have a love-hate relationship with these two planters. I mean, other than, yeah, clearly they need some work, big cement planters. But I really didn't like every time it was watered. I mean, the white from the concrete would leach out onto the porch. As you can see, we've got some fairly decent stains there that will probably be there forever. So I do want to remove those. Now, we did buy new ones, and I'm still 50-50 on whether I want to put them by the front door. So I'm thinking of using these. My husband actually found them. I'm not quite sure aesthetically whether I like this better or not. I haven't quite decided yet. But I think for what I'm going to do here, I'm simply going to remove these two and put one of these on either side, and I'll show you what I'm going to put inside. Good Lord, those are heavy. I only moved them a few feet off to the right, though. I'll let my husband and my son take care of it. Okay, well, I'm not sure if I'm going to like these or not out here, but that's fine because what I'm putting out here is just a temporary until things warm up a little bit. Well, just to temporarily give these a flatter place to sit, I'm just going to use a little of the soil left over from when I planted some of the seeds. Eventually, obviously, whether they stay here or I bring them to the backyard, they'll have soil in them. So that's okay. Again, this is just temporary. All of these will be going into my Christmas garden soon. As soon as they stop blooming, that will be an entirely separate video. But for right now, I don't know. I love the look of my beautiful blooming amaryllis, so we'll keep it for now. I don't know, I think I might end up liking those pots there. Anyway, so here we are. Hardscape in the front, completed. I'm still deciding what to do with this little concrete swan. I have the same problem as I did with the other concrete planters. So here are the concrete planters from either side of the front door. I do like them, they're very pretty, and frankly I'm thinking about putting them right back here. I put these two pots back here last year because I did want something there, but they're mismatched. I haven't really been happy with the look. And I think once we fix up these planters, they're going to be gorgeous back there. So first I need to take the soil out. It's all good soil. So I'm basically going to, this is too heavy for me to carry over and turn upside down. So I'm just going to shovel it out. I'm just going to add it to the soil in the shade gardens back here. And then we will start scraping these pots with the wire brush. Actually, I just assumed these bird of paradise were dead, but these roots look good. And there's actually some green here, so I'm just going to plant them over here at the beginning of the shade garden, and we'll see if they come back. I'm impressed. Well, for me, it's all an experiment, as you know, so hey, I think they have a right to try again. Well, clearly these are not in as fabulous shape as the columns were, and that one in the front is more worn than this one, but I'm going to be using the same white stone spray on these, and frankly I think they're going to end up looking gorgeous. But what I did is just about as much as my hands can take of this, so I will ask my husband and my son if they can help continue to scrape off as much as they can get here. And we will come back to this. Once these are dry, they'll be ready to be spray painted. And the next step is the bleached stone textured finish. This is the same finish we used for the columns. I'm going to be putting on this, and as a reminder, I'm going to replace these two back here in the corner with these two when they are dry. And as a reminder, you put one coat on, and then 15 minutes later you put the second coat, and that's what gives you the wonderful texture. Time for the second coat. As far as the columns, gravity prevails again. They fell. The pots, you can see, broke. So I need new ideas for pots that will go on top of these columns. After the fiasco, my son put in the 12 by 12 blocks and leveled them, and we put the columns back up. So we're thinking these two pots are from the ones that I had earlier. They were the ones that did not break. And we'll come up with a third idea for right up here at the top. But again, give me your ideas. And I'll tell you folks, I love these solar lights, and I had them lining the path going back to the gate. Very inexpensive, super inexpensive. But yeah, after a few years, the plastic gets dimmed, the lights don't light up as well, and they get broken. Plumbing Armageddon pretty much broke about half of them. So we got new ones to replace these older ones. Very simple. You basically just put them in the ground, and I'll bring those over. But for right now, let's pick up all of the old ones. Here are the new lights. They're pretty straightforward. All of them have a screw off top, whichever ones you buy. Make sure the switch is on, and then you just twist it back on. And then you can either just use this to have it lower to the ground or raise it up. Very inexpensive, very easy to use, and actually quite attractive. And I'll follow the video of putting these in with a video from tonight. I think I'm happy with the way they're laid out this way, so I'm just going to put the posts in the ground. Well, that was pretty easy, and I'm telling you folks, these things go on sale often. And obviously during the winter, they lower the prices even further. It's a very inexpensive, easy way to add real beauty to your garden. So take a look for these. Now, as far as this little guy, as I stated, this arch is lit by 2 solar lights. For some reason, the critters love chewing the wires on this one, not that one. I don't know what's different. So I got another one. I need to take the old wire off. And my husband recommended that I actually put the solar portion like up in here, and maybe the critters will be less likely to chew. Anyway, so let's go get these lights. Okay, folks, so here we go. This one's gone. Again, these are not very expensive. But when you have to keep replacing them because some odd critter seems to like chewing on the wires, it starts to add up. So we're going to put this one somewhere up here. I'm going to try to maybe put it through the wires. Anyway, just to hold it because the sun, this is the direction that the sun hits this arch. I was looking at the wires. My intention was to remove once again, and that is so difficult, the wires from here. But this Carolina jessamine, which is starting to bloom. Look at that, how beautiful. It's really woven through the branches. So I'm just gonna unwind some of it as much as I can. It's not gonna hurt anything. And then I'll just run the new lights through. And as luck would have it, I went to lay this one down on the ground so I could see, because the lights, we wove them up and they sort of passed each other. It doesn't seem to be lighting. I hope I'm wrong. We'll see this evening just to make sure. But for today, I'm going to replace this one. However, I may also be doing this one. I didn't pay attention to when I was above the camera line, but I wrapped around as best I could, and this time, I mean, it was much easier when there were no vines, but I don't want to hurt the vines. Now I got up as this far, and I'm going to stop because one of the lights we went up and we did one side. The other lights we went up and we did the other side, and for the life of me, because they cross, I can't tell which is which. So I'm going to stop there, and it's a little too high for me to comfortably get it wrapped up there. So I'm going to ask my husband to finish this, but tonight we'll come out, well, actually immediately following this clip, I'm going to show you the nighttime view coming through here with the new path lights and the new side lights here. As I said, I need to know which side is not working, and that of course all depends on whether this is out or not, and I'm really hoping it's not. Regardless, in the world of it's all an experiment, about here I figured out there's a much easier way to do this, and I just started going around. So if I do have to replace this, I think I have an easier way of doing it. Again, we will find out this evening when the sun goes down. And yes, the lights on the right are out, so I've ordered new lights and I'll fix that. I have walked these gardens so many times the last few days, and folks, I'm telling you, this time of year, it is so much easier with the plants gone to look at this hardscape, and you can change your mind a dozen times. I've spoken with my husband and my sister, and they both feel that that larger pot should stay that way. They almost feel that aged, chipped look adds to it. Not sure how I feel about it, but we'll go with it. One thing I did forget to mention was this is the border that my sister and I created when we did this sister garden, no-till garden. This is the old border back here. So I'm going to take out these bricks so that this can officially be one garden. So I am happy with that. I'm not sure about the placement of these pots. I'll think about it. I think I'm going to move that. I don't want to move the sprinkler back too much. I don't want these pots to block this entire area from getting water. So I'll think about it a little bit more. But good. I'm glad this one's done. I loved these ferns on either side of the door. They were absolutely beautiful. I don't know if they're going to come back, to be honest with you. I think they might. We'll see. But regardless, something big and green. These little bears, we collect them when we go to New Mexico in the summer for our vacations, just to get out of the heat a little bit for 1 week. We always buy one bear to bring home. My nickname for my husband is Bear. So it's a thing. I love them. Hardscape here is good. I love it. We moved the fire pit that was meant to go with those two chairs out there up to here. My husband really wanted it up here. He's correct. It is going to get much more use here than it would out under the tree. My husband and I have decided to try something new back here. We've always had these larger planters with larger plants, but this year we want this entrance into the back porch to be a little different. So we moved all of the bears into the corner, and I'm going to put potted plants maybe on either side. And over here, and I think we've decided to move this 3-tiered planter over here. I'm going to plant some of our begonias in there, but this can move very easily, so can they. We're just trying something new this year. Now, where I had this, where the columns used to be, it just wasn't tall enough, so I think I need to come up with another solution for that corner. But I think this is a good change, and we'll see how it goes. And here is my father-in-law's other gnome. My husband is working on it. I think it looks wonderful. It should be back out in the garden by tomorrow. And take a look at this little guy. He's ready to go out now. I just have to decide where. Well, that's it for the Hardscape videos. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit subscribe, like, and share. It really helps me to grow my channel. Now it's time to start planting out the seedlings. Join me on the next video. Have a great day.